I was speaking to someone I knew recently. Same kind of background, similar income, similar starting point. Nothing about our lives should have looked that different on paper, but somehow theirs always did. First, they bought a brand new 2026 BMW 3 Series. Not just something reliable, nice. The kind of car that makes people assume you're doing very well. The kind of car people notice when you pull up. The kind of car that quietly makes everyone around you start doing math in their head. How are they affording that? Then came the holidays. Weekend trips, luxury dinners, new clothes, a better apartment. Every few months, it felt like there was something new. And quietly, I kept asking myself the same thing. How are they affording this? Because I knew roughly what they made, and it didn't make sense. I was budgeting, watching my spending, trying to be responsible. Meanwhile, they seemed like they were just living. No stress, no hesitation, just upgrading. And if I'm honest, it got in my head. It made me question myself. Was I being too cautious, too slow, too scared with money? Was I the one doing something wrong? Was I the one falling behind? That thought stayed with me for a long time because comparison is quiet like that. It doesn't scream. It just sits there in the background, making normal decisions feel like failures. Every time they posted something new, every time I saw another upgrade, it fed the same thought. Maybe I'm behind. Until one day, in a completely normal conversation, they said something I wasn't expecting. They looked at me and said, "I'm broke." Not joking, not dramatic, just tired. And once they started talking, everything made sense. The BMW, finance, the holidays, credit cards, the apartment, help from family. Most of the lifestyle I had been quietly comparing myself to was built on monthly payments and financial stress. And that's when I realized something important. A lot of people don't actually afford their lifestyle. They finance the appearance of it. Most people aren't buying wealth. They're buying monthly payments. That's the part nobody says out loud. Car finance, credit cards, buy now, pay later. Furniture finance, phone contracts, personal loans. The lifestyle looks expensive because the payments are spread out. That's how the illusion works. Very few people are handing over huge amounts of cash for the life they show you. They're breaking it into smaller pieces and paying for the image month by month. The problem is monthly payments make expensive things feel normal. A $50,000 car doesn't feel like $50,000 when it becomes only $650 a month. A luxury holiday doesn't feel expensive when it becomes a credit card statement you'll deal with later. A nicer apartment feels manageable when you convince yourself next month will somehow be easier. And slowly people stop asking, "Can I afford this?" They start asking, "Can I manage the monthly payment?" That question changes everything, because affordability and monthly payments are not the same thing. You can technically make the payment and still be financially trapped. You can look successful and be one emergency away from panic. You can have the appearance of wealth while having none of the peace. That's why so many people look rich but feel broke. They don't own the life, they owe it. This is where the illusion starts to break. Let's use a real number. Say someone earns around $66,000 a year. That sounds solid. Not rich, not struggling. Just a normal middle-class income. That works out to about $5,500 a month before taxes. But after taxes, Social Security, Medicare, and basic deductions, their actual take-home pay might be closer to $4,200 a month. Sounds decent. Enough to look like life is going well. Now let's look at the lifestyle people compare themselves to. A financed 2026 BMW 3 Series, around $650 a month. Car insurance, around $250 a month. Apartment upgrade, another $500 or more. Phone payment, $100. Credit card minimums, $300. Buy now, pay later, $200. Gym, subscriptions, dinners, weekends out. Another $400 or more. Now do the math. That's already around $2,400 plus gone. And we haven't touched groceries, gas, utilities, emergencies, retirement, or actual savings. Now suddenly that rich lifestyle doesn't look rich. It looks fragile. Because most of the paycheck is gone before the month even starts. Not because they are wealthy. Because they are committed. Committed to payments. Committed to appearances. Committed to maintaining a lifestyle they have to keep feeding. From the outside, it looks like success. From the inside, it often feels like survival. People assume the lifestyle means financial freedom. Sometimes it means financial pressure with better packaging. People don't always spend because they need something. A lot of the time they spend because they need to feel something. Validation, status, relief, approval, control. And comparison is usually where it starts. When everyone around you looks ahead, pressure builds. Quietly, they upgraded their car. They moved somewhere nicer. They travel more. They seem lighter, more confident, more successful. And without saying it out loud, your brain starts keeping score. Am I behind? That question is expensive, because once comparison becomes emotional, logic starts losing. You begin upgrading your own life to protect your ego. Better clothes, better car, more expensive habits. Not because you need them, because you don't want to feel left behind, because being responsible starts to feel like losing. Sometimes debt is just anxiety wearing nice clothes. People buy proof they're doing okay, something visible, something that says, see? I'm fine, I'm successful, I'm not behind. But underneath that spending is often insecurity. Fear of being seen as unsuccessful, fear of being judged, fear of admitting you're struggling. And that fear drives more financial decisions than most people admit. That's how people end up in debt they never planned for. Not from one huge mistake, from 100 small emotional decisions. Dinner here, upgrade there. I deserve it. I'll figure it out later. Comparison creates debt faster than low income. And trying to keep up with people who are secretly struggling themselves is one of the fastest ways to destroy your own financial peace. Now, to be clear, financing itself isn't evil. Debt is not automatically bad. Used well, it can be smart. A mortgage can help you build ownership. A business loan can create income. A reliable car you genuinely need for work can make sense. Debt can be a tool. The problem starts when financing stops being practical and becomes performance. When the goal stops being function and becomes appearance. Borrowing to build is very different from borrowing to impress. One creates freedom, the other creates pressure. A financed car that helps you get to work is one thing. A financed car chosen mainly so people think you're doing well is something else entirely. A credit card used strategically is different from a credit card used to fund an identity. The issue is not the financing, it's the reason behind it. Are you borrowing to improve your life? Or are you borrowing to protect your image? Because one of those decisions helps your future, the other mortgages it. The goal is not to look rich. The goal is to stop needing to look rich. Because a lot of people you envy are trapped inside the lifestyle you admire. They look ahead, but they feel behind. They look comfortable, but they're carrying constant pressure. They look free, but every month starts with obligations. Freedom is better than appearance. Peace is better than performance. Owning your life is better than renting an image of it. So the next time you look at someone in your circle and wonder how they afford their lifestyle, remember this. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're financing the image. Sometimes they're exhausted trying to maintain the thing you're envying. And if you build your life chasing appearances, you can spend years looking successful while feeling completely stuck. A lot of people aren't building wealth. They're just financing applause.